got a place to stay here. I said,
All
well,
right.
I said, we'll see. And I came back about 12 years later. You know. But no, he came over one time to National 500, and I got him tickets and all that stuff, you know. And he was checking it all out. And he used to work for a carnival a long time ago.
Mm.
And he's checking it all out, loading the truck up and all stuff, getting ready to go. And he said, well, he said, this might not be a bad life for a young guy. He said, I worked in carnival one time when I was 25.
No kidding.
It looked just like he was relating. You turn down the show and getting ready to go to another show,
Oh,
you're in
yeah.
the same deal.
Yeah.
But after then he locked it. You know, when the Gatorade thing came along, just and we got him tickets to go to the Nashville 420 race and everything, and it was getting a little bit more colorful and everything. Then you know, sponsorship and all that stuff, and he started kind of, you know, he said, this might not be a bad life for a young guy. You know?
Yeah.
He started kind of reminiscing like it, you know,
Yeah.
then.
So he probably admired you.
Yeah, he really did, you know. Ben's made a living doing it. You know, he thought I was he thought I was just going to be home, you know, just a little dirt track, stuff, you know, come back home and work on it. But then he seen it was a business and everything, you know, and everything. And he liked it then, you know.
Yeah.
After that, of course, as time went along, all the things changed, and sometimes I had to go back to all be in the book. I had to go back to Tennessee and luckily, Lord put you where you need to be, you know.
Uh-huh.
And at the time, I had a job. I had one time. I had when I went back to North Carolina. It was so shaky. I had 3 different jobs, 3 different W-2 forms
Yeah.
to fill out that year. There was you know, of different teams starting, going under, and going all the stuff and all the stuff. I said, screw this. I said, I bet time for me to go back home and play with hot rods. So I went back to Tennessee then. And luckily, I got to spend the last few months with Dad before he had a heart attack and died. You know,
Really?
And I had to stay there and take care of the mother, and I worked, and she got to doing good and everything. Then I got laid off from work, of course, and I went straight back to racing.
Is that right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Well, you and Harry got along real good, didn't you?
yeah,
Yeah. Weren't you guys roommates at one time?
yeah, yeah. That's when when I first came over there. That was the deal. Him and Tommy, everything. He just had a mobile home, a 3-bedroom for the shop. And I got the second bedroom
Yeah.
next to his, and I said, "Well, hell, this ain't bad." I said, "I don't have to drive to work. You know? I don't have to commute. It's right there, and got a little restaurant across the street, the Apollo Restaurant.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a famous deal. I always had to eat breakfast and lunch in it. Good place." I said, "This ain't so bad, you know." And anyway, I had a place, free rent and all that stuff, so I stayed. Me and Harry, he's like daddy, you know, and a lot of times we would go. When we was in the shop, and them race cars is all business. But when we come back in, sometimes like we just sit there and watch TV and everything, like being at home and
No
bullshit
kidding.
around and everything, and never talk about race car, you know.
I'll be darned.
Like normal people.
Yeah.
Now tell me, how close did the movie portray his character?
Rob, when I first seen that movie, it was first shown during the Daytona 500, and it first was shown at the Port Orange Theater,
Uh-huh.
and the only ones that could get in was special guests for the first showing of it, of family deals on, and racing and everything, and we all come out when we come out of that movie. Everybody out in the parking lot said, "Boy, he played that part of Harry just right," you know.
Yeah.
And that's when I really respected movie actors, because if you had to know Harry to know how he picked up his ways, he wore his cap the same, walked the same. He picked up his ways. He went to North Carolina when they got this thing and lived with Harry for 2 weeks.
Did he really?
Followed him around like a little puppy dog. Went to the restaurant with him everywhere he went. He was on his tail, so he was picking up that. Visualizing to play the portrait that, you know.
I'll be darned.
Yeah, and kind of grumpy sometimes. And when they come back home at night after the deal, they'd have them a shot of a little moonshine, and Harry would be telling these stories about all his racing. Hit the pace car, ice cream. Robert Duvall is sitting right there taking all this down, all these notes, and he went back to went back to Hollywood and had all this information and made a movie of this whole man's life. And he ain't never had a dime, nothing. Anyway, Harry one time is a lawyer up there called one of our lawyers that he did all the racing stuff for. I'll think of his name in a minute. It's down in Concord. I'll think of his name in a minute. But anyway, in the meantime, Harry sent Tommy down there, his right-hand man, with some papers to sign about a deed or something. And after this, so he sent him down and said, be sure now. He said, he's got to have his papers signed and notarized for a certain day. So Tommy said, I'll get them. So Harry had to go out of town racing. So he went down there and got it all done. So the lawyer asked him, he's real good friends with Harry. He said, well, I guess, during the movie, he said, I guess Harry's doing pretty good on this new movie and everything. And he said, and Tommy said, well, I guess why, he just looked blank.
Yeah.
He thought he was getting a royalty check.
Yeah.
He said, well, ain't you getting any funds out of it or anything? Said, Tommy said, looked blank, said, I don't think so. He said, no, wait a minute. You mean to tell me that he never just signed an agreement or anything with these people to make a movie out of his life? And he said, no. And Tom Grady is his name, Tom Grady. Tom said, take this right here, his paper, and give it to Harry, and just tell him to sign it and give it back to me. It won't cost him nothing. And he said, I'll take it from there. Well, he did. He sent that paper out there. The next thing you know, about a week or two later, Harry got a big check and started getting royalties out there.
Hey, we'll be right back with Kenny Troutt, everybody.
Hey.
The caution flag is out. Time for a break. We'll be right back with the Legends of Racing radio show. At Beach Boys Embroidery and Tees, it's all about making you happy. Beach Boys Embroidery can customize your athletic golf apparel, caps, hats, badges, buttons, magnets, backpacks, bags, totes, clocks, watches, and of course, T-shirts. Sure, they're at 2033 South Ridgewood Avenue in South Daytona, and they're waiting for you to call now. 386-255-5880. Beach Boys Embroidery and Tees. Let Aloha Marine get you on the water with huge discounts on great brands like Bayliner, Carolina Skiff, Hurricane, Key West, and Regal. Pay as little as $169 a month with 10% down and approved credit. Don't wait. Get to Aloha Marine, 1700 North Nova Road, Holly Hill, Monday through Saturday. 47 years and always better than boat show prices. We're back from where it all began, racing's original North Turn Beach Bar and Grill. The Legends of Racing radio show continues with your host, Buzz McKim.
Hey.
I sure do appreciate that, everybody. We're having a grand old time here with Ken Troutt, and this segment is brought to you by the Legends of Racing radio show Facebook page. You can check us out on Facebook and also on YouTube. YouTube is live and Facebook is an hour later. You can check back on any one of our 400 some odd shows, 390 some odd shows. And it's always great to walk down memory lane for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, indeed. Hey, we've got Tony here. It's Tony time, everybody.
Hey, Tony.
Hey, all right.
Good to have you back, Kenny.
Thank you. Good to
And
be
I
back.
like that Holman Moody jacket a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I
So do
wouldn't take it off while you're here.
So do I. It's the warm. I mean, the reason I've got it down here, it's the warmest jacket I've ever had. You see, that's the reason I got it.
Been talking about some big names. There's a name we don't hear very often, Robert G.
Oh, yeah.
Curious if you got any Robert stories.
Oh, boy. You could write just be a chapter in the book just on him. He, of course, everybody knows he's Dale Earnhardt's dad-in-law, and I worked with, Robert was body man, and he couldn't see too good to weld and stuff, so that's what I did. When I got there, I was 30 days, 30-day trial period, and it was taking a D500 Dodge and making a wing car out of it, putting a wing on it and the nose, which I feel ready after working in aircraft and everything, and I could weld and everything. So I was put, Tommy done told Harry what I could do and everything. So they put me with Robert G. working side by side. I could weld the quarter pounds and stuff, and he could, we worked together real good, and we immediately hit it off. I liked him anyway, and he liked me because I worked, and oh golly, and we would stay. we would stay in the shop sometimes. We had an A team and a B team. We only had like 7 or 8 people, so we had to have a shop. 2 or 3 of us stayed in the shop to work on the cars and stuff and get ready. And when ready for the race, then Robert G. they'd pay him to take his car, and we'd ride to the race together with Robert G. on Sunday or Saturday, whatever, you know. So we spent a lot of time together. We probably more than anybody did. So we actually stayed in a motel room together overnight. We rode together and we worked together side by side, real close, you know. And he had he had a pretty daughter, you know, and you know, her name was Brenda, and she came down about my age, and she came from Virginia. She was living with her stepmother, so she came down to live with her daddy, and that was Robert. She's a new girl in town, and me and her kind of eyed each other, you know. And I had hair over my ears in, and Robert did not like a hippie. You know, he always called me hippie, but he liked me because I worked, you know. and me and her tried to date each other on the side, and we'd be working, and Buddy Parrott was there. They'd come over there, and sometimes I always stirring up and said, Robert, won't you let Kenny date Brenda? Boy, he'd start right now. He said, she ain't going to date no damn Tennessee hippie. He said, she come from good stock, you know. And I'm sitting over, we kind of sneaking at each other, and I'm kind of standing over doing like this, you know. And I told Brenda one time I was dating another girl at that nurse. We wound up getting married. And I told Brenda, I said, she's sneaking over there sometime at night through the woods. And I said, look, we got to stop this. You know, I said, I'm working with your dad and everything. Boy, he said, he don't like no idea me and you being together. And it kind of teetered off, you know. So the next person she started dating was Dale Earnhardt.
Oh.
When they said, yeah. And they went, need to say, he was a hot dog dirt track racer then. And they dated and everything and wound up getting married, you know. And but Robert, one time he would party at night. Down here, and it was a club we called a combo club. That's what he liked.
Yeah.
And the night before the race, Daytona 500, he got tanked up, you know, and then he'd wake up the next morning and with whiskey. He'd wake up the next morning not with a hangover, just as wild as he went to bed. And this is race day morning. And we was getting ready to drive through the tunnel. You know, had the stickers, everything, paddock, and all this stuff, all original. And we went to park in the paddock area deal. And it's $5 what you call it, $5 employee, whatever. Bill Fresh, he's up there like this with a badge on. Stop. And Robert G said, "What is that MF for?" And I said, "I don't know, Robert. Be cool, man." He said, "Yeah, I'll be cool. Watch this." He nailed that Pontiac and knocked the sawhorse over and turned that old man for a flip. And he looked back and said, "Whoop, my foot slipped."
He was technical advisor on that movie White Lightning, or Grease Lightning, with Richard Pryor.
Grease Lightning.
Grease Lightning. And Richard Pryor called Robert G. the funniest white man I ever met.
He did. They had they rented an entire hotel down for all the cast and everybody, and Robert, of course, he's playing his best role in, boy, down there. He's getting drunk. He said, "That's the funniest white man I've been around in my life." He could. Boy, when he got tanked up, he was one of a kind, and everybody that ever met him always liked him. You know, you had to. That's one man you never forgot when you met him. You know,
Dale Jr.'s grandfather, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, sure.
That's great.
Yeah. One time, when Dale Jr. was about 5 years old, whatever, just a little bit, and Brenda come out when her and Dale was having problems. She was going somewhere, so she dropped Dale Jr. off at her granddaddy's keep him, you know, and I was down in the shop too, and he had a little cap on, and Robert had Dale Jr. had him working, had him sweeping the floor, had a little cap on his brush, and I was doing something over there, and he said, I remember one time he said, "Granddaddy, when I grow up, will you build me a race car?" He said, "I want to put the bumper to Daddy." That's what he said. You know?
Is that right?
Yeah. And he said, and Robert G said, "I don't know, son. You just keep doing what you're doing right now, sweeping that floor. We'll talk about that later."
That's the cover for your book right there. You got the line. Use that one.
I've got a bunch of them, you know. One of them they've been wanting me to do, and I don't know about this. Maybe get y'all's advice. It's just a Darrell Waltrip deal, Jaws things. We had done, we ran, when we left Florida, we went I-10, 3 of us in a truck now.
Yeah.
We drove all the way to Riverside, California, slept anyway, run that race. Then Riverside, you know, is a road course, so we had to change. We had one car at Monte Carlo, and we had to be next week. We had to be at Michigan, and we had to stop and change everything over, the oil tanks, the battery, and everything. Shift all the way over to the other side, clean the car, change the motor, and everything, and run the Michigan 400 in Michigan. Then we come back to Florida. Made one trip around the United States, you know, whole lap, and we had Michigan. We fell out, had a little pinhole in the water net when it heated up or whatever. It just opened up and squirted a little water. So they come in, we couldn't fix it, you know, and we was loading the truck up there and getting ready to pull out because we fell out of the race. And we was throwing tires up. Nick was in stacking them in the box truck, and I was rolling them up to him, and it was right behind the pits, and the speaker was right there with me, blasting. I could hear a bit of it. And Barney, what's his name? Barney. Anyway, the announcer then asked him. He said, "Darrell," he said, "notice you've been having a lot of DNFs lately." He said, "What seems to be the problem?" He said, "Well, I'll tell you the problem." He said, "I got the dumbest crew in stock car racing."
Oh, jeez.
Boy, bing! Boy, my neck shined in. After we done it all, I just threw my hands up. The tires started bouncing down the garage and everything. Here come old Joe Gasaway, blowing a whistle, the pit hill. He said, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" I said, "What are you doing here?" I said, "I'm sorry, Joe, but I ain't got a damn sense load this truck." So anyway, back to the book.
Okay, can you hold on to that for a second? We got a commercial to do?
Yeah.
We'll be right back. Right back with Kenny Troutt. We'll finish this story here real quick.
The caution flag is out. Time for a break. We'll be right back with the Legends of Racing radio show. Racing's original North Turn is our broadcast headquarters. If you're looking for a good drink, great entertainment, and the best in food, they're right on the beach at Racing's Original North Turn. Come on down to dinner tonight. Here are a couple of testimonials. These are actual testimonials from people who have enjoyed the North Turn. Been there many times, always great food and drinks, great location on the beach. And another, what a great experience. It's my new favorite restaurant in the Daytona Beach area, Racing's Original North Turn on South Atlantic Avenue. That's A1A in Ponce Inlet, about 3.2 miles south of the Dunlawton Bridge and A1A intersection. It's Racing's Original North Turn, a restaurant, museum, bar, gift shop, live music. That's Racing's North Turn. Racing's Original North Turn has been voted by you Best Beach Bar Top 10 year after year after year. We're back from where it all began. Racing's Original North Turn Beach Bar and Grill. The Legends of Racing radio show continues with your host, Buzz McKim.
Hey!
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate that. Thank you, everybody out there, too. Thank you for tuning in. And you're right in the middle of a really good story.
About this book, Dylan, I was getting ready to say, he said that what Walter put it, he said the problem was that he had the dumbest crew in stock car racing and all the stuff, you know. So a lot of people have been telling me, you know, Will Cronkite, he put on his book, he put, I was a NASCAR redneck. And people said, "Why don't you put on there? I was a member of the dumbest crew in stock car racing." You know, that's an option. I don't know if I will or not, because I'm going to talk to Ingram see what would sell. You know,
Yeah.
That's not a stock car racer. You know, don't know,
Yeah.
but that could be put in. That's going to be put in there on one of the chapters. Anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Dumbest pit crew.
I was a member
Oh,
of
my
the
gosh.
dumbest crew in stock car racing.
I like it. I like it.
Yep.
Yep.
Now, a lot of times at night, it'd be cold. You guys are lonely, but you're working your family off. It's late. You start getting a little goofy. You guys pulled a real trick on Harry Lee Hyde one time, didn't you?
Oh yeah. When they banded the wing car, and we didn't have we had like 2 or 3 weeks. We had to be at Daytona, and we had a car we couldn't race, so we had to cut the wing car up, change the wheelbase, part of the chassis, and convert it over to the regular Dodge B-Bobby Charger.
Wow.
So we was working day and night, wide open. The crew was, and to get ready to go to Daytona. We didn't have a car to get ready. You know, so he was real late one night, January, just before the Daytona 500, snowing outside. and it was 5 of us there. Me, Robert G., Buddy Parrott, Tommy Johnson, and Harry Lee Hyatt. The rest of the crew was already at Riverside Racing because that started the first race at Riverside then. So that was the crew back. And we said, boys, it's going to be about 11 or 12 o'clock here. They're going to be rolling up the roads because we ain't got no, if anybody's got any beer, cigarettes, sandwich, what, we better. So we made a note, give it to Harry Lee. And Harry Lee was always the one to play a trick on because he took everything so serious. You know, he's not like we was. So we sent Harry Lee down to the store to get the groceries. And somebody, I don't know which one of us said, but Robert G. Alvis was there, said, you know what'd be funny? We ought to just pull our clothes off, get naked, and be working like hell when Harry Lee comes back, see what he does. So we just all started laughing. Next thing you know, we started pulling our clothes off. Robert G. and everything, he joined right in. Boy, we stripped off nothing but our gloves, grinders, and the mask. And, boy, we was working like, grinding and everything, you know. And I was a welder. Robert G.'s back there on one side grinding Bondo, and I was on the other side tacking a quarter panel in. I mean, we was wide open. So I heard the car come back in, and I said, I got to see this. So I just flipped up my helmet like that, and the door there, and when Harry Lee came in, he had a jacket on just like Olin Host, a Nicholas Goldsmith, and he had the groceries and all that kind of deal, and he just stopped, and his mouth flew open, and a cigarette flew down, was burning a hole in the sleeve, and when it got down to his arms, it burned him, and he just we went, yow! Threw everything up, dropped all the groceries, went got back in his car and took off. We didn't see him for 2 days. And what was funny, Harry's always good for a joke too. He heard about this, and he laughed his ass off. He liked it, and he messed with Harry Lee even more. He said, Harry Lee, come here, son, I want to talk to you. He said, what's this I hear about you? You just bailed out on these boys. Don't you know we got a lot of work to do? What did you? Why did you leave? And Harry Lee put that cigarette. He said, Dad, I'm telling you. He said, he said, what would you do if you come in and seen 4 grown men naked working? and Harry looked at me and said, Harry Lee, are you taking them pills again? that messed with him even worse. It did.
Oh, man. Well, now, you and Earnhardt go back a long, long ways, don't you?
Yeah. Ever since when he was racing dirt, Dayton Brenda, he's driving that old Falcon in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The 6-cylinder Falcon?
Yeah. That's when I got to be known with him. And I was building his hot rod. And I needed me some real wide street tires, and you couldn't get them in. Mickey Thompson, everybody made them. Well, he said, Dad's got, he said, it's 2 brand new modified rain tires laying under the attic up here, so where Dad was tire testing up at Martinsville for a modified deal. Mm-hmm. So he snuck them tires out and traded them to me to help him on his Falcon at night. And
really?
that was on the back of my car,
I'll be darned.
Rain tires,
right?
Big wire, yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah. We done a lot. Yeah, we was around. He kept trying to get me instead of building a hot rod. He said, Troutt said, why don't you come down and build you one of these cars? Boy, we haven't enough time down. We have a lot of time. I said, I like all this chrome shiny stuff like drag racing. I don't sell us old mud. You know what I'm saying? So he tried to get me to build one time to go race with him. But one of the funniest things we did, I think, was down here. When he first started to be a star, he didn't even have sponsors. He had a blue and yellow number 2 Oscillon car. I think he got Rookie of the Year and champion. That's when he was on the road, Well, he was down here. I was living here then, and he was down here doing, before the 4th of July, he was done a promo deal or something for Union 76. But he had a couple of days free. He had to do some work with them, PR work, before he had to be at the track the next day to sign in. So I ran into him down at a little convenience store down across the street. And anyway, he said, Troutt, I said, what are you doing down here? I said, well, what are you doing? He said, well, I'm working. I said, well, me and some friends up here is getting ready to go out to Lake Dias and go skiing and everything. He said, let me go. I ain't doing everything. I said, yeah, come on. So he jumped in the car. I had a 68 Chevy SS 396 convertible. We towed the boat over with that. They followed me, and Dale had this courtesy Pontiac deal. So we pulled in up at this at I-40 right there at the shopping center, the liquor store, and he threw me $100 bill. He said, get what you want. You know what I want. Jack Daniels Black. You know. I said, okay. So I gave him his. He was driving. He set that between his legs, took it, copper off, threw it out, straight. I said, oh, boy, we're getting ready to riff. I told them guys in the back seat, said, hang on, I'll tell you right now, we're getting ready to go for a ride. I knew, you know. And we was headed out 40 on Sunday or Monday, whenever it was, to this lake. And there wasn't much traffic in, but there's a little guy out there selling peanuts, a little peanut stand beside the road. He's there all the time. I told him, I said, Dale, I could coach you on, you know. He listened to me. I said, Dale, get over here and show us a little dirt track and deal. He'd shove it over, boy. He's going around 40. I mean, you know, and he'd get back on it, and this guy in the back seat was hitting me, told me shut up. He's bouncing all back. And Dale said, Troutt, shut up. He's in back. And the little peanut guy right there I said, Dale, look here, see what you do with him. He was going straight at him, and he got right to him, and he cut off that little guy with peanuts, just threw peanuts and everything. One of them fell away.
Oh man!
And we call that the Super Sunday. That was just the starting of it. By the time that Jack Daniels got down,
yeah.
Time we got home, boy. Whoo,
oh my gosh!
And Holly Hill.
Well, we'll be right back with Kenny Troutt, everybody. Thank you, bud.
Don't forget Bill.
Yeah.
The caution flag is out. Time for a break. We'll be right back with the Legends of Racing radio show. Welcome to Homewood Suites by Hilton in Daytona Beach. You're right in the middle of all the action. Daytona International Speedway, the airport, One Daytona, Florida's newest entertainment and retail destination, and of course, the world's most famous beach. You'll love our newly remodeled 1- and 2-bedroom suites, along with our popular King Studios. You won't need your full kitchen, as Homewood Suites Daytona serves up complimentary breakfast and evening social. It's like home away from home. Go to HomewoodDaytona.com for Homewood Suites by Hilton in Daytona Beach. We're back from where it all began. Racing's original North Turn Beach Bar and Grill. The Legends of Racing radio show continues with your host, Buzz McKim.
Hey!
All righty, thank you. Guys, getting toward the end of the show, they're getting a little tired here. Tired of all this clapping here.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Mr. Bill, I'm so sorry. We were over here talking about you, or talking around you, but now it's your turn.
Okay, and I haven't seen Kenny in a long time, like 3 or 4 days. Ken, you've been around a long time, and I have a twofold question. Has there ever been an event or an opportunity that you wished you'd done and you didn't do it? And has there been an opportunity where you did it and wish you didn't do it? So it's one for the good and one for the bad.
Oh, man.
I'll leave it up to you. Thank you, Ken. Good to see you.
That's really a good question. That's a tough one, you know. I'd have to put on a thinking cap on that. Let's see. Well, let's see. Wish I did do it, and I did do it. It's been quite a few times. You know, really, I guess I've been asked before, if I had my life to go back over again, I would, wouldn't change nothing. Well, maybe one time. I had other opportunities to go into racing with other teams, and I'm glad I didn't, because usually they folded. And I said, well, if I'd been there, I'd been out the door too, so, it was so shaky. But they made it look so good sometimes, these owners. Oh, we got the sponsor, we got, buddy, just like Gardner did. And they told me all this blah, 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 you can do this. And so we leave there on Friday and sometimes come back in Monday and there'll be a chain and lock on the door, So I don't remember exactly which ones it was, but I'm glad I didn't go with them. And now what was the other one did? I wish he... Well, I'm glad that I quit the job at the factory with a retirement and went to work at with Harry Hyatt. I'm glad I did that, because that changed my whole life,
There's a lot of opportunities that come along and you have regrets about, I wish I'd done that. And then there's a lot of things you did that you say, "Oh man, why did I do that?"
Yeah.
And you hope they only remember the good things and not the bad things.
Yeah, but the one that I really changed my whole life is that red '71 K&K Dodge with a wing on it. You know, that was a key that opened up a whole door to a lot of other things over in North Carolina. You know.
Yeah.
That's great that you can do that and have the career that you've had and be here to tell us about it. That's the best part.
Well, I'm blessed to be here. Believe me,
Yeah.
I made it through it. I've been before they had pit road speed. I had to operate on my neck and everything. Put a titanium rod in it because I've been knocked around and everything. I got hit one time at Talladega. Before they had pit road speed, you know, at Talladega and everything, they come running in there sometime 180, 90 mile an hour on pit road, and they didn't have one pit crew would get ready to pit, be done pitting, be gas everywhere. When Isaac come in one time and I was changing the front tire, he come around, he hit and slid and knocked me right off my seat, and I turned the flip, you know, over on the back of that car, you know.
Yeah.
The old Don Miller lost a leg
Yep.
in Talladega.
I sat there and I seen it.
Did you really?
Yes, sir.
Man, that's a bad deal.
He was. I hate to say it. I still remember him saying it. And he remembers me. Me and him friends now. He was laying out on pit road, begging for somebody to shoot him, and his blood was shooting. He's out like it. And I turned around, and walked over the fence. But Buddy Parrott saved his life. He took his coat and we're going to tie the tourniquet on his leg until he got there. You know.
Man, that's something.
That's the thing to do.
That's Buddy got to deal with Roger Penske South. Through Don Miller, saving his life.
They made him a crew chief, and it was successful.
Oh yeah, he did really good.
He was good.
Rusty Wallace and everything. He showed him what he could do, and he was good. Buddy was a really good. Me and him was close to working at King, still are, and he was a good people person. He could get organize everything, people together, and he knew what he had to do for pit stops and stuff like that, what it took to do it. And he wasn't no welder fabricator, nothing, but he started off working for Goodyear for a tire man. And I tell everybody when I talk to college that if you ever want to be a crew chief, get a job being a tire man and read them tire pressures, you know, and see how it affects the car. So you know what's going out there. You know how it affects the car with the tire temperatures when you come in, how the car's doing, you know. And that's what Buddy did. You know, he learned what the chassis was doing by reading them tire pressures, you know, everything, and how they adjusted it and how it made it. And he'd take notes and write it down. It was smart, you know. Yeah.
Well, this has been great. It's gone by way too quick, and we can't thank you enough for coming back. We're going to get you back again another time. What do you think, folks? Get them back?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Fantastic. We got a few folks that we have to say thank you to. We got Danny over here working the board.
Hey, Danny.
Hey, and Mike with the applause sign. Yeah, and we thank Tony and Bill for the questions. And don't forget tomorrow we got the the autograph session. Just a few of the folks here. Ronnie Thomas is here. Ronnie's going to be signing tomorrow. We got Bill Rossi, Jeff Bodine, Owen Hopes, Kenny Troutt, this guy right here, Ernie Irvin, Kenny Wallace, Mike Skinner, all kinds of folks like that there. Dr. Dick Bergeron is going to be here too, so it's going to be a really neat time, and that's at 9 o'clock tomorrow. And then the beach parade is at 11, and be there or be square. And this has just been great. Any closing thoughts?
Thank you, Lord.
Yeah. It's amazing how he's got everything planned out for us, huh?
Yep.
Well, this is one of the best shows we've had in a long time. Mm-hmm. It takes on a different approach than what we normally see, and that's good. I'm watching all these people laugh and smile and look up, and nobody's talking. They're listening. They want to know what you're going to say next. They're tuned in on you. So, and thank you all for coming today. This is great. It's a good crowd here today, and come back and see us next Thursday.
Yeah, absolutely. Good to have Dr. Dan Simone here, formerly from the NASCAR Hall of Fame. He came all the way from the cold tundra of New Jersey to come see what's going on today, and we thank you for being here, Dan. Absolutely. So don't forget, next week is Thursday, not Friday, and we got Mike Skinner and his wife Angie, and we've got Donnie Allison. They're all going to be up here next week. It's going to be fantastic. Same time, same channel. And we hope that you'll join us.
And North Turn will have their restaurant running, and they're going to have some good drinks. So if you don't do anything else, come for the food and the drinks, and you'll have a good time.
Absolutely. Yep. We'll see you all next week.
Legends of Racing radio show originates live from the very spot where beach racing began. Racing's original North Turn Beach Bar and Grill. Join us next time for the Legends of Racing radio